of Gaia Randomizer.
Hello, hello. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. We've been looking forward to this. Queen has been doing an excellent job getting everything together. I'm looking forward to seeing these races. Racing later myself is going to be a great day.
Thank you. So I'm in the company of Don't Bagu Me, who made this randomizer. We are really lucky today.
Well, thank you. And we're very lucky today to be co-commentating with Queen NB, who is the one who has put together this tournament, the very first, as far as I'm aware, tournament of this game. We have a 2-day event lined up. We have 4 matches today, and then tomorrow we will have 2 final races. So strap in. We got a long day of Gaia randomizers yet ahead of us, and it's all going to be very engaging content. We believe. We have 3 runners here today. Queen, do you want to introduce who these runners are for this race?
Of course. So starting today, we have Lonk, which his name is DLDarklink, but he likes to be called Lonk, who is from the Netherlands. Lonk is a runner of IOGR tournament, of a randomizer. And once this is done, he's going to go back to Lufia 2, who is a game he really likes. Then we have Z, SO5Z, who likes to be called Z. He's from Germany, and so far he only speedrun IOG, but he likes SNES retro game. And then we have Wilddin, who is from the United Kingdom, and also likes IOG, and mainly streams SNES and Genesis games. So I invite you all to give a follow to the runners, as they are going to give us an amazing race today.
Indeed, they are. I've been impressed since starting this project and just watching the community that's kind of been attracted to it, just how multicultural it is. We have people from all over the world who are fans of Quintet, fans of this game, and it's been very nice to have such a diverse crowd. You know, we got represented today. We got Netherlands, we've got Germany, we've got the UK, we got Queen from Canada. I'm here in the US. This is going to be a great time. Do you think we're ready to start, Queen?
Yes.
All right, I am going to go ahead and get this ball rolling. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be seeing today. Let's see, first of all right. Okay, so this is the Illusion of Gaia Randomizer. For those who don't know, essentially, we're going to be starting in a random location. With the settings that we've chosen, the players will be starting in a random city. This is called Safe Start. If you click Unsafe Start, you could start in the middle of a dungeon. We're not going to be doing that today. And so as soon as they start here, we're going to see what the seed has chosen for our players. And then from there, they're going to start gathering items and checking dark spaces for abilities. Looks like we're starting in Frisia. They're immediately going to go into this dark space and check to see if there's an ability here, and there is. There are 6 abilities in the game, 3 for Will, who you see right here, and then there are 3 for Friedan, who is the second fighting form that you can unlock. This is Spin Dash. This is amazing. This is probably the best they could have hoped for. Right off the bat, Spin Dash is an excellent ability.
Yes, and today I've put the setting on 3 statues. So they need to find 3 statues to finish the game. And of course, they need to rescue Kara. But so far, they don't know which statues they need because they need to reach South Cape somehow.
Yeah, there are 6 mystic statues in the game. In the vanilla game, you gather these mystic statues that are all guarded by bosses at the end of temples or dungeons. So yeah, there's 3 that they need. It's a random 3. We're not sure which ones, but once they get to South Cape and talk to that teacher, we'll be able to know. But for now, they're just gathering all these free items here in Frisia. Something that we've done for the randomizer, this game, if you're familiar with it, is actually pretty linear. It starts you off in the South Cape, and it takes you in this kind of counterclockwise horseshoe around the world to you end up in the Tower of Babel to get your 6 Mystic statue. So to make it compatible with the randomizer, we've made this more of an open world game, and we've separated this this world into 5 continents. And right now, this is the southwest continent, which is typically the second continent that you find. We have Lanka going up and talking to the jeweler, which ends up being a good move because he gets the elevator key right off the bat.
Exactly.
We can see that, we can see that Z is going into Diamond Mine, where the elevator key would be very useful. And so Lonk taking a risk and going a little bit out of the way to talk to the jeweler, whose inventory is randomized. They'll be collecting red jewels throughout this run, and the more red jewels they get, that's kind of like the currency in the. They'll be able to pick up items in the jeweler's inventory.
Lonk is also the first one to see a clue, a hint from the game. There are 11 places where you can get some hints in this game, and Lonk was the first one to get an int. Sorry.
A hint, a hint, depending
A
on
hint.
whether you pronounce your H's or not. This is excellent. So they've all chosen to go into Diamond Mine first. When you start on the southeast continent, there's kind of a debate as to whether it's better to go into Sky Garden or into Diamond Mine first. There are 5, or I guess 6 major dungeons in the game where you get your Mystic statues. There are 5 minor dungeons in the game. Diamond Mine is a minor dungeon. Kara could be at the end of here. Queen mentioned earlier that they have to rescue Kara. In the vanilla game, Kara is trapped in a painting in Angel Village. As part of the randomizer, we've made it one of the critical components to get the magic dust and to free Kara from her painting. But her location's been randomized. She can be at the end of one of the minor dungeons. Diamond Mine can be one of those dungeons. They can't get to the end where she is, though, until they get the elevator key, which the jeweler has in this seed, and then there are 2 mine keys they have to get. But anyway, they've chosen to all go into Diamond Mine, and that's because they got Spin Dash early. Now, if they came into here without either Spin Dash or Dark Friar, they'd have to leave an item behind, which would be rather costly. But because they can complete this whole wing of the dungeon, they've all chosen to do this first, which I think is the right move.
Lonk is playing it safe right now using Spin Dash, trying not to die as he has 1 HP left.
Yes, the way that these dungeons are laid out as well can also have a say as to what your strategy is going through. We talked about Sky Garden as well. The difference in layouts between Sky Garden and Diamond Mine. Sky Garden is kind of like a central hub, where you have 5 rooms or 4 rooms that you can go to right off the bat. Diamond Mine is a much more linear dungeon. There are 2 paths you can go, but this path that they're going down now is quite long, and it would be rather punishing if they had to come back and get items later, or if they died here at the end. So with these low stats, they're being pretty safe, which I think is warranted in a race situation like this.
Yes,
they're all going to the end of this room. There are 2 dark spaces they can check for abilities.
And they got their second will ability, which they are disappointed probably because it's a Psycho Dash, which we don't really use in this game.
Yeah, it's especially when you get one of the other abilities. Like I said before, Will has 3 abilities. Psycho Dash is the first one you get in the game. And it so turns out that anything you can do with Psycho Dash, you can do with either Slider or Spin Dash. So now that they have Spin Dash, Psycho Dash is pretty much useless. Freedan also has 3 moves. The first move, Dark Friar, is by far the most useful. Experienced runners really only need Slider, Spin Dash, and Dark Friar in order to get all the checks in the game. There are some uses for Aura Barrier, believe it or not. If you don't have Friar, there are a couple checks in Sky Garden that you can get with Aura Barrier instead. Earthquaker is useful in exactly 1 location in Anchor Wat. But even if you have Dark Friar and a pretty easy setup, you can skip Earthquaker as well.
And they all found the memory melody, so Wilddin is the first one to go see Will's cousin, Neil, you need to sing in the memory melody so he remembers how to fly his plane, and which gives you access to 3 continents.
Yeah, something else we've done in the randomizer to make it more open world, we mentioned that we've separated the areas into continents. The way that we've made some of these key items actually useful in the randomizer is we've given them custom functionalities. And it looks like Wilddin went straight to Babel Tower and got Lola's letter, which is another important travel item. So a lot of these items in the vanilla game are actually rather useless. Lola's letter is something you get at the very end of the game, and it's just kind of like a throwaway item that doesn't really do anything. But in this game, we've made it one of the most important travel items in the game. That allows you to converse with Seth, who in the game has turned into like a fish monster and communicates via Morse code. And so once you get Lola's melody, you learn Morse code and you can communicate with Seth, and he can take you to various locations. They got the memory melody, which Queen talked about, and that helps Neo fly you everywhere.
I just want to put your attention on Long's game, who just took the elevator, and thanks to Bagu, he made it much faster, which is why it was so fast.
Yeah, there are a few quality of life changes in the game that we've done. Also, I noticed that Wilddin did go to South Cape and spoke with the teacher, so we know that the statues that we need are statues 2, 4, and 6. So 2 is, you get statue 2 by fighting Viper, who's the boss of Sky Garden. You get 4 by fighting Sandfinger at the end of the Great Wall of China, and you get 6, you can go a couple ways. 6 is at the top of Babel Tower. You can get there by doing the boss rush and going to the top, which is slow, or you can get there if you fight Solid Arm, who's the secret boss at the end of Jeweler's Mansion. If you turn in all the red jewels that you need, you can go there as well. So statue 6 is kind of a special case. You can choose the more dangerous but faster route of going through Jeweler's Mansion to get it, or you can go the slower but safer route of going through Babel Tower. Did you happen to catch, Queen, how many red jewels they need to access the mansion?
Yes, one moment. It's 41.
41 is not bad. There are 50 red jewels in the game. The final amount that you need to go to the Jeweler's Mansion is randomized between 36 and 50. So 41 means a somewhat early access to the mansion. That means that there are 9 red jewels that are essentially worthless. So we have some pretty divergent routing going on here. Everyone has chosen, with the memory melody and with Lola's letter, essentially the whole seat is blown wide open. So that gives them a lot of options.
Although Long did not found the Lola's letter yet, he did went to check what was behind the elevator key. And turns out it was a smart move because it was a crystal ball, which they need 4 to open the way to beat the boss Viper to get the statues 2.
Indeed. So we have Z here opting to go back to the first continent. He's going through Edward's Castle right now. Lonk is doing the amazing snake game. The length of this is randomized between 10 and 60 seconds. It looks like it's been quite a long time, but he gets a red jewel for his trouble. We have Wilddin in the northeast continent. I spoke too soon because he just moved over to the southeast continent. There's a lot of moving around, to try to gather items and things like that.
Yes, and Z is going into Edward's prison while we have our first apparition of Hamlet, the little pig.
Hey, Hamlet. Bye, Hamlet.
But unfortunately, when you go in the prison, you don't have the key. You're forced to go back into the dark space and go back to your starting point, which is Phrygia. So sometimes it's kind of long because you go back to another continent.
Okay, so we know what statues we need. We need 4. We need 2, 4, and 6. 4 is good to see. Sandfinger is the easiest boss to access in the game. All you need are Spin Dash, which we already found, and Dark Friar, which the players are looking for. and of course access to that continent. Once they have those three things, they can full clear the Great Wall of China and get that statue. So seeing statue 4 is always nice to see. That's a nice, easy statue you can get. And another benefit of beating bosses in this game, you won't probably see this a lot, but a mechanic that we've pulled over from the vanilla game, there are certain rooms that if you clear all the enemies out of the room, then you get a stat upgrade, whether more health, more strength, or more defense. And but if you beat the boss over an area, then you gain all the upgrades.
So I would like to take this opportunity to talk about our prize. The players are running for a beautiful prize, a 3D diorama made by the Tech Mechaner on Etsy. If we could please have the layout for the prize. There you go. So a beautiful cube made by, as I said, the Monitor. And check out his store. He has beautiful product of Gaia if you're interested in Gaia. And this is a custom one that he did for the tournament. And as we see, Hamlet roasting, because in the Randomizer channel, we like to laugh about this scene where we say that Hamlet becomes bacon. And thank you for the layout. All right, so Lonk is getting a move for Frieden. Oh, and it's our barrier. And I've missed it, but I see that Z found, he was the first one to found Dark Friar, which is an ability you absolutely need to get to your status 4 and to finish Sky Garden as well. There's 2 rooms where you need it. And we've also missed when Wilddin found Psycho Slider. So he's Psycho Slider opens the way for a few locations as well. So it's very interesting to see how they took different routes, because they don't, each of them don't have the same route. And now Wilddin is going to see Anne. He gives her an apple. As you can see in the vanilla game, she requires 3 apples to get her item, but in the randomizer, we've put it only to 1. And so Lonk and Z are both in Sky Garden, which I like to call the thing in the sky. Sky Garden is composed of 4 rooms. Oh, and Wilddin is going there too. So each of the rooms, I mean, 2 of the rooms require Dark Friar to be finished, and one of the room can be done without Spin Dash, but is easier with Spin Dash. So Zine is a great position to finish Sky Garden first, as he has all the abilities he needs. This place is also the place you need to get to Statue 2. So you need 4 crystal balls to have access to Viper, the bust. And then once you've done this, it gives you access to the Seaside Palace. Usually you can get to Seaside Palace if you find the Mew Palace key, but sometimes it is required of you to find all the crystal balls so you can have access to the Seaside Palace, which could be their only way in. Or they could get in by the teapot. But as I said, sometimes the teapot or the Mew Palace key is not accessible, so you absolutely need to fight Viper to get into Seaside Palace. Also, as you can see, Wilddin he's trying to kill himself. He's doing that on purpose. It's called a death warp. It's faster to die to go back to the beginning of the room.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, we lost you for a few seconds.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, I've switched over to PC. I hope my voice doesn't sound much worse. But here I was rubbing away, and I see a message that's like, "Hey, we can't hear you anymore." And it's like, well darn.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm not sure what was heard or what wasn't heard, but I was talking about double dipping dungeons and how important it is before finishing a minor dungeon. It's good to wait until you have the magic dust to free Kara. Otherwise, you may have to go through and do the whole dungeon again. So I was just explaining that. But yeah, it looks like Z has found Dark Friar.
Yes.
Which is great.
As I said earlier, he now has everything he needs to finish Sky Garden.
He does. Yeah, it's interesting. Just the diverging paths everybody has taken. No one has all the abilities that they need yet, but everybody has 2 of the 3 that are required to access every location.
They also all have Aura Barrier, which is a great ability in the vanilla game.
It has found new life as of late.
Yes.
If you're interested in learning more about this, I suggest going on speedruns.com, checking out one of the warp categories, which are new categories, and it's wild. Yeah, just checking out one of those runs. It's amazing.
And it's quite unbelievable that this warp was found almost 30 years after the original game was released.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, the speed running for community for this game, it was kind of assumed that it's like, hey, it's been over 25 years and there's been no big game breaking things that have been found, but just in the past couple months, wrong we were. We essentially found a way to warp to any part of the game that we want to, and it's using the humble aura barrier, which was kind of almost a meme ability before now, just how useless it was. It doesn't even do what it's intended to do.
It actually was found by someone in the community while he was playing the randomizer, who is named Herosoft. Mm-hmm. He was playing it randomly, the randomizer, and he got across this warp for the first time. And then some people tried to reproduce it, and voila, he can warp to the end.
That's what we call a happy accident right there.
Happy ending.
Well, happy ending is something else. But it's let's see.
So yeah, so far Z can also get to Statue 4, as can Lonk, because they found Dark Friar, which I was saying is what you need to get to Statue 4 is Dark Friar and Spin Dash.
Yes, and Statue 4 is required for the seed. So right now, if you can finish Great Wall, which they can, that's not a bad play, because you get 4 items, you get to check a couple dark spaces, you get the statue that you need, and you get all the upgrades that for beating that boss. So if they don't have a lot of upgrades at this point, that might be a good move. Alright, so Lonk finds the necklace, which is not going to be useful to him until he finds Lola's melody. You give the necklace to Lily, who's hanging out in Atori Village, which is a hidden village. You need Lola's melody in order to access it at all. But once you give her the necklace, she'll accompany you, and she can turn into a flower, and so that allows her to get into some tight spaces and give you a couple more checks that you wouldn't be able to check without her.
What kind of flower does she turn into?
I think it's a dandelion. I'm not sure though.
Yes, it is. I just wanted to say dandelion.
Dandelion?
Yes,
sorry, is there a French way I should have said it? Dandelion?
No, it's so ugly in French. It's called un pissenlit.
Really? Normally French has it's usually prettier.
No, pissenlit. It's not a beautiful word.
I love the French word for butterfly though. Papillon.
No, papillon.
Papillon. So
So
nice.
as you can probably notice, I am French, which, if you will, please excuse my English.
We refuse. We refuse to excuse it because it's lovely. It's fine.
I like
All
to
right,
make
so it
jokes
looks like
about the fact that Lily's a flower, and in the vanilla game, Lance actually gives her a bouquet of flower when he tells her he loves her. And so I always tease that Lily is saying, "Oh no, you killed my family."
that's dark, and I love it.
Which is why she came to into the lion and run away.
Alright, so looking at the trackers here, it looks like both Z and Wilddin have all the abilities that they need. Lonk is still looking for a slider, which I think he gets here in Euro, actually, if I remember correctly. Yep, there it is. So now all three of our runners have slider, spin, and fryer, which is what they need. Wilddin is going into into the Great Wall, which we talked about earlier being a good play. He's going to clear this place out, get his first Mystic statue, get a bunch of status upgrades, and it's going to be good news all around.
And Wilddin is doing a super great wall so far. I'm impressed by gameplay.
Wait for it. A great wall.
Oh no, I hope I didn't jinx it.
Yeah, this is a kind of a difficult dungeon to go through optimally. You have a lot of these tight, horizontally constrained rooms, that are just packed with these enemies. Yeah, Wilddin making short work of it. Good work, mate. So it looks like everybody, except for Wilddin, has the magic dust. And what this does is this gives you the confidence of going into those minor dungeons without fear of Kara being at the end, because you can just free her as soon as you get there, and so that it's kind of a load off. I really like. Let's see here. I'm going to switch audio to Wilddin because I really like the Great Wall music. So, shout out to the music in this game. This music is incredible.
It's true, a great OST.
Yeah, all the major dungeons have their own custom music, and also Angkor Wat, which is technically a minor dungeon, but it's big enough to be its own dungeon. It has, in my opinion, the best track of the game.
So how do we know where Kara is, except finding her? You can know if you found Lance's letter. Lance tell you where she is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want to do some big brain plays, there's also some ways you can read between the lines on some of the hints, and that might give you a hint as to where she is. But the traditional way is to, Lance just tells you right out, well, Kara is in, and then wherever she is.
I think we like to know it better first with the Lance letter than getting face to face with her and not having the magic dust.
Yeah, especially if you're desperate enough to go to the very end of, say, Mount Crest to get an item, and you don't have the magic dust yet, and then you find out you have to go all the way through that maze of a dungeon just to get her again. Bad times.
Yep, and Z went back into the diamond mine with the key got later on, and he must be relieved because he found one of the crystal ball.
Yes. So let's talk about the items that they need to beat the seed. We've talked about abilities, but as far as items, they need statues 2, 4, and 6. Statue 2, like Queen said, they need all 4 crystal balls. It looks like Z and Lonk each have found that 1 crystal ball at the end of Diamond Mine. Looks like Wilddin hasn't made his way there yet, but there's 3 others that they need to find. Statue 4 is going to be acquired by Wilddin right now. He's going to be fighting Sandfinger, or Trollfinger, as we like to call her.
Yes.
We want to see.
We want to see him give us some eggs, just like he did right now.
Yep. So that's 1 egg so far. In chat, you can guess. You can put in your guesses of how many eggs.
Times to put your Your joke about eggs?
Yeah, 3. Yeah, and as many egg puns as you can muster. Please, now is the time to crack those open.
It's excellent.
Yes. Yeah, make
Quite
no
enjoying
jokes
it
about
so
it.
far. 3 eggs.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to share my favorite egg pun. What is it that Kanye West said to Taylor Swift at the VMA Music Awards?
I don't know.
I'm gonna let you finish. Get it? Because an omelet is, made with eggs. And his name is Kanye West. Did I say Kanye West? I'm going to say Kanye West. That would have been a funnier joke. Allegedly. Okay, so back to the scene. So it looks like Lonk has acquired Lola's melody. He's going to Itoy Village. He's going to pick up the prison key right there, and he's also going to go get Lily in his back pocket. She's going to help him get a couple checks. GG Wilddin on bringing down Sandfinger and getting that first Mystic statue.
Yep. But
Now,
sometimes
Symphonic in chat is pretending like he doesn't like my puns, but we all know he loves it.
Yeah, even though Wilddin has one mystic statue, sometimes he can get down to just the hunt to find one of your last item. So we cannot assume for now that he's ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, the curse of randomization. We were talking about the items that are needed. The 4 crystal balls. Statue 4 is pretty much free, and Wilddin just got it. Statue 6. Technically, you're supposed to need the crystal ring, which it looks like none of the players have found. And you also need the aura, which none of the players have found. Aura unlocks the 3rd fighting form, which is Shadow, and that allows access to the pyramid and all kinds of other places. That's one of the required items to beat the game, in fact. However, if they choose to go into the mansion, they would need 41 red jewels, so they might be going that route.
And Z right now went to the dungeon into Edward's prison, the tunnel, sorry, because he found Lily, so he can do it completely. Because otherwise, you can only do the first half of it. Then you need to come back once you have Lily with you. So what we call double dip. We try to avoid double dip, but sometimes you must do it. But right now he's doing a good thing because he can finish it.
Indeed, and Kara could be at the end of this dungeon too, and he does have the magic dust, so he's fully equipped to one and done to get to clear this out and never come back.
Yes, and I
Wilddin
take this opportunity to tell you to don't double dip in real life.
It's nasty.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, be a good person. Don't double dip your chip.
Exactly.
Okay, Wilddin right now is getting a strength upgrade from this room. I mentioned before in the vanilla game, pretty much every room that has enemies in it, if you clear out all the enemies, you get either a HP, a strength, or a defense upgrade. In the randomizer, not every room has an upgrade. You can tell by going to the start menu and seeing if there's a pulsating force, or not. If there is one, then that means that there's an upgrade for that room. But there are some rooms that are super free, like that room only has 2 enemies in it. If you're passing through there, might as well go for it. Wilddin checking this room to see if Kara is at the end of Angel Village, and indeed she is not. Did you happen to see, Queen, whether Lonk found Kara at the end of Edward's prison?
No. She's not there.
She's not there. Okay.
So one thing that I was thinking why Z might not have gone to do the statue 4 is we didn't talk about this, but in a dungeon, usually in the vanilla game, you have the if you kill every enemy, you have an upgrade. In this game, in the randomizer, you get all your upgrades once you finish the boss. So it's a good thing if you need HP or defense or strength, but sometimes you might want to hold on a little bit because you want to death warp faster, because the more HP you have, the longer the death warp takes. So I think that might be one of the reason why Z didn't go yet to do his fourth statue, since he already have access to it.
That's a good point. If you play this randomizer casually or racing, you can choose to your combat difficulty. There are 4 levels of difficulty. You know, there's beginner, intermediate, which is what it's set as default to, advanced, and expert. And so the number of upgrades available to you as a player is affected by the level that you choose. All these players are at intermediate level for this race, which, as Queen mentioned, can make death warping, especially later in the game, somewhat. You can see Wilddin here, struggling to, taking 1 HP per hit from these angel dungeons with a defense of 3. It takes a while, so. Yeah, that is a trade-off. Yeah, that is a trade-off that you can do if you feel confident in your abilities to do late dungeons with low stats. Maybe putting off beating a boss in exchange for being able to death warp quickly might be the way to go. All right, we have Z going through the Seaside Palace, and he's done well. You could be required to triple dip this area, which is like a big maze. However, he has waited to come in here until he has everything he needs, namely the Purification Stone and also Lily, which he's using right now to get into this item, which is the Wind Melody, which helps him progress through Inca Room.
This was very interesting because Z went into the Sea Palace by using the teapot, which gave him the little ghost that took him there. And Wilddin went into the Seaside Palace while using the Seaside Palace key. So they both got a different type of access to go in it.
Okay, so along the way, it looks like they found that Kara is in Angkor Wat.
Yep.
All right, so that's actually pretty good news because they can, everybody with the abilities that they have can both access and clear Angkor Wat, and everybody has the magic dust.
But so far, only Wilddin knows that she's in Angkor Wat.
Right.
He's the only one that found Lance's letter.
Sure. Now, Angkor Wat isn't a bad place to go. If you have the magic dust and you can complete it, it's not a bad place to go. There's a lot of checks there. It is kind of a big dungeon, but you're almost always required to at least get something from there. But it's not a bad place to go, even if you're not sure if Kara's there.
Ooh, Wilddin.
Oh, Wilddin. Oh, cutting it close. The Beast at work. Wilddin has requested that we call him the Beast, so I'm contractually obligated to at least refer to him once as the Beast. Speaking of which, everybody give our racers a follow.
Yes, please follow our wonderful racer. And all weekend, we didn't talk about this either, but all weekends you can see this tournament. We have a match at noon, at 3, and at 6. And tomorrow, we have all the winners of each match facing each other, and we have also all the runners-up facing each other.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And if you love the sultry stylings of my voice, stick around for the next race. If you don't, maybe skip that one and go to the one after that.
And thank you, Bagu, for waking up this early to be with me on comms.
Oh, sure thing. West Coast, baby!
I thought it was early for me, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm so thug. I can't even say. I mean, that's just how thug I am. All right, let's look at our items. It looks like Z and Lonk both have 2 of the 4 crystal balls that they need. Everyone is slowly gathering red jewels, which helps them get Statue 6, which is required. Looks like both Z and Lonk have gotten the Crystal Ring, which if they wanted to do the boss rush instead of going to the jeweler, they can do that as well. However, with only 41 jewels required to go to the mansion, and with the caliber of players that we have here who can defeat Solid Arm, no problem. I'm thinking that's probably the way they're going to go. Fighting Solid Arm is much faster than doing the boss rush.
Yes, also, one difference, why would you pick Solid Arm instead of doing the boss rush in the Tower of Babel, is because if you choose to do the longest way, which is the Tower of Babel, you kind of have a reward at the end, because once you beat Mommy Queen 2.0, you get all the upgrades that you should have had from Anchor Wat and Mount Crest.
Just Anchor Wat, in fact, but yes, that's the mechanic where bosses grant you all the upgrades that you missed. Doing the boss rush, which is the legitimate way to get to the top of the Tower of Babel, gives you those upgrades. Fighting Solid Arm, which is kind of the secret or not required way, does not give you those upgrades. All right, Z taking a little safe here through the Great Wall because he's down to 1 HP. He's opting to take one of his herbs. Something that we've done recently is we've implemented herb stacking. Inventory management is a thing in this game. You have 16 inventory slots, and those fill up really quickly. Even in the vanilla game as a kid playing this, I remember being a bit frustrated, because I'm a bit of a completionist, like to complete, 100% of the games that I played as a kid, get all the red jewels, all the items. You start gathering those herbs, and it really starts clogging those 16 spaces. In the randomizer, that's just multiplied tenfold because you're getting all these key items, and you don't always have a place to put them. So one thing we've done to help alleviate that is all your herbs now just take up one inventory space, which is kind of cool.
I just noticed right now that one of the hints from Kara's guard in her bedroom was Sky Garden has magic dust, and I'm confused because Wilddin went to Sky Garden and cleared it, so he must have forget one chest.
Really? Well, I suppose it's possible that is maybe his tracker isn't picking it up. Well, I could have checked his inventory right there to see if it was there. But Sky Garden's one of those things where you usually have pretty early access to like 5 of the 8 checks there, and then you'd need Dark Friar in order to go back and get the other 3. Or again, you can get 2 of those 3 with Aura Barrier, so it's possible that maybe he left that one chest in room 2, the one that you absolutely do need Dark Friar to get, because I think he was late coming to the party getting Dark Friar, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and I just saw that no, Wilddin doesn't have the magic dust.
Right.
So he's gonna have to go back to Sky Garden.
Yeah, that's an easy check to forget. So let's hope that that he has that in the back of his mind.
But yeah, but then again, it's 4 rooms, so which one?
Another mode that we're playing here in this particular game is a mode called Early Firebird. For those that are familiar with the game, Firebird is the final attack that is unlocked for Shadow's form. None of the players have found the aura, it looks like, which is the required item to unlock that form. But, and so right before you get to the final boss, you get the Firebird attack, which is a ranged attack, super overpowered. With the help of Raven Zero, shout outs to that guy, by the way, who, by the way, is a genius at the code of this game, and a lot of the custom ASM is, if not done directly by him, was at least with a lot of his input and support. He was able to make a way so that you can unlock Firebird early, and you can use Firebird in any map of the game if you want to. And so we said, why not? So you can choose in the randomizer to unlock early Firebird, which is if you rescue Kara from the painting, and if you get the magic dust, that means that every shadow attack unleashes a Firebird. So that makes a lot of these boss fights, especially, rather trivial if the stars happen to align and you're able to get all those requirements before you fight them.
And Z is going into Sandfinger's fight. He did a super great job at the Great Wall also. Didn't die.
Yeah, he did an excellent job going through the Great Wall. And now it's time for
more eggs spewed.
More eggs. I'm guessing 3 eggs. 3 eggs is about standard.
And while we wait for the outcome of this fight, shoutouts also to Apocalypse, who did the tracker. The tracker is super amazing because you can see what items you got, what statue you need. I don't know if you noticed, but next to the statue 1 to 6, some that have a little stars, it means they're required. And some items, once you use them, as you can see in Wilddin's tracker, the purification stone is there, but on Z's tracker, there's a little red dot next to it, which means he put it into the fountain, so you can see which item he used or didn't use. It's an awesome tracker. Seriously, I love it.
Yeah, Apo is we call him the mad cow. It's ridiculous how, I mean, just knowing how Emo Tracker works and how he actually like implemented kind of a world graph in it, so that when we have these random start locations, it's actually able to tell you what locations you have access to depending on where you start the game. It's incredible. Shout out to that guy. That guy's amazing.
Yep, and Wilddin is going back into a Sky Garden to get his magic dust.
Okay, good.
And
so
maybe since he's on that continent, he'll go back also to get his diamond
crystal ball
key.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we have Lonk getting Lance's letter, finding out that Kara is at the end of Angkor Wat, which is at least it's better than her being at the end of Mount Crest.
And so far they're lucky because the seed didn't ask them to go to the pyramid first.
Hero, I am always in chat. Even in games I'm not watching, I'm just always there. You can't escape me. Simp takes issue with my assessment. He thinks that Angkor Wat is worse for Kara. I disagree. I mean, Angkor Wat, actually, it doesn't take a lot to get to the end of that, as far as items are concerned. You know, you pretty much only need 2 moves, and technically you need the black glasses, but just like the dark rooms in Link to the Past, if you know that room well enough, you don't really even need the glasses. So I feel like it's, as far as searching for items to get to the end of it, even though it's a later dungeon and the enemies are a bit more punishing, I don't know. I like Angkor Wat. And I have a soft spot for Angkor Wat because it's my favorite music.
I got an eye surgery when I was younger. Does that count? Can I go in the dark room?
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. Has it given you 30 feet of dark vision?
Yes.
Has it given you that Rachel ability? Lonk is doing these... No, go ahead, Queen.
One cool thing that they made in this randomizer is, as you can guess, the inventory management is hard in this game. Once you have the black glasses, you can actually use them. So they disappeared of your inventory, but you keep the ability to use them. Same thing with the crystal ring and Lola's letter.
Indeed.
Oh, and also, since they don't need statue 5 in this game, in this scene, I mean, you will see that they are able to delete from the inventory or remove the hieroglyph, because since it's not required, the game lets you delete them.
That's right. Yeah. So both Statue 3 and Statue 5 have items like that. If you need to fight the vampires, you'll need to keep those Rama statues because those are the final key that unlocks those bosses. And to fight the mommy... you have me calling her Mommy Queen. To fight the Mummy Queen at the end of Pyramid, silly. You need Father's Journal and 6 hieroglyphs in order to do that. However, if you don't need those, there aren't any item locations that are locked behind those bosses, and so we made it so that if you don't need those statues, you can just discard those items because it's not going to lock you out of anything in the game.
Z is doing right now the Ishtar's puzzle, which is in the vanilla game you have differences in the room. But one fun thing about this game is that the differences are now randomized also in the.
Yep, that's true.
Oh, and I don't know why, but Z got it, but maybe it wasn't on the right pixel because it didn't
Yeah,
give
well,
him
he thought it was the table. He thought the table
Oh,
was different,
yeah,
but
right,
in fact it was the sconce in the wall was the difference on that room. Yeah, I call this the Highlights Magazine boss. These differences, because anybody who's my age and who's ever been to a dentist's office as a kid knows about Highlights Magazine, about how they have those Find the Differences pages. So, shout out to Highlights Magazine.
So Wilddin is going into Anchor What now that he has the magic dust? And we will see from him an early Firebird because he found the crystal ring and he will get soon Kara. Oh, although he didn't find the aura.
Right, but he can finish this now that he's here. Let's see how he deals with these wall bugs. These wall bugs are the true final boss of the game. For some reason, these bugs in particular, in the vanilla game, their stats are way beefier compared to other wall bugs in this same dungeon. No one knows why, but that's just the way it is. And so in the randomizer, especially if you have low stats, that can be a real bottleneck area. We've come up with some strats as a community to make that a little bit safer, but still a bit challenging. Z getting the nothing item from the jeweler. There are a couple chests in the vanilla game that are intentionally empty. Those chests are in Mew, and they're there to kind of help teach you this mechanic in that dungeon where you can find items where the intersection of where two statues look or something like that. And so the chests are empty just to tell you that's where they are. But we left those in the item pool, so there are 2 items in the game where it's nothing. So that's always fun to get.
Z likes to have these. He always say it when he runs. I found the best item. It's nothing.
Almost as useful as Aura Barrier.
Hey! I'm gonna fight
now
you.
We have. Speaking of fighting people, Lonk is coming in to take care of Sandfinger and to catch up with the other runners and getting his first Mystic statue.
Speaking of our barrier, we have right now in chat the one and only Arusov who found the warp. Shout outs to him for breaking the game.
Indeed, the legend himself. Yeah, that was crazy. What was that, Hero? A couple months ago, there's this one room in the game. I'll explain the warp a little bit. I'm not an expert on it, but there's this one room in Mount Crest that's just chock full of enemies, and they're the particular kind of enemies that still take up memory, even when they're not loaded onto the screen. And so there's like a memory overflow issue. If you use Aura Barrier to spawn shields in a particular location, then the shield's XY coordinates spill over into the part of memory that determines where, what map you should warp to as a character. And so that allows you to, based off of, where you're lined up, you can warp anywhere in the game using humble little old Aura Barrier. And that was discovered by HeroSoft playing the randomizer. He was, just as a safety strat, was trying to use Aura Barrier to survive that room, and ended up warping to Hero. Do you remember what room in the game you ended up warping to?
I think it was Lance's house.
Lance's house?
I remember he said he got to Lance's house often. Oh, Inca first.
Inca.
My bad.
All right. So imagine being in Mount Crest and then warping to Inca ruins and being like, what? And that's.
So while we were talking, I was looking at Wilddin, who did what we call the Earthquaker skip. Usually you have to, how could I say, freeze one of the enemy by using Earthquaker, but we can use Darkfire to kill him instead. So we call that the Earthquaker skip.
Yep. Yeah, that's what speedrunners do to get past that section. And
yeah, and if you missed it, you're about to see it from Z also.
Yeah, it looks like Wilddin and Z. Z's on Wilddin's heels. Z's going through this garden, which is full of these Cambodian jungle flies, which can be rather trolly. It looks like he has pretty good stats though, so he's not too worried about it. But still, they can just zip from off screen and just snipe you for no reason.
I'm very glad today that we get to have Z against Wilddin, because they've been practicing together for a month now, and it was always tight race.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have Wilddin going through this bright room without the crystal glasses. Just showing off, in my opinion, but I guess that's his prerogative. All right, Z is now doing the Darkfire skip, or the Earthquaker skip. It can be difficult when your fire is upgraded like that. When it throws off those fireballs, you have to be even more precise with your setup, because you have the potential of the fireballs knocking the enemy backwards, which is not what you want, because then the enemy is outside the range where that trick works. So you have to be more to the right, make sure that it knocks him to the left instead. So actually having an upgraded fire makes that a trickier thing to pull off. So, but Z pulled it off no problem. Yeah, okay, so Alcaris is asking what are the rules in this category. This is the goal for this one is beat Dark Gaia, which means they have to get to the comet, defeat Dark Gaia, and beat the game. In order to do that, you need to rescue Kara, because you need her in order to unlock the Firebird attack. And you also need to gather Mystic Statues in order to do that work. The number of Mystic Statues is you can fix it when you roll a seed. It happens to be 3 for this category. Those 3 are randomized. And so if you get the 3 Mystic Statues and you free Kara, then you can talk to Gaia in any dark space, and she will warp you to the final boss.
And so Wilddin gets Kara. Freed her from her painting.
There she is. All right, so it looks like Wilddin
with
for
the
go
hint
mode.
that says black glasses are in pyramid, which is funny because usually you would need the black glasses to get there.
Exactly. Now pyramid has 12 items. They can't get 11 of those items until they find the aura, and it doesn't look like anybody's found it yet.
Nope.
So once they find that, that'll probably be a mad scramble to get to the pyramid and get those items as quickly as they can. But yeah, Wilddin for go mode. We need aura. We need 2 more crystal balls, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it looks like he can maybe he can go to the mansion now.
Yep,
I think he was maybe counting his red jewels.
Hopefully he's going back to Diamond Mine, because Z has 1 more crystal ball, but it's the one from Diamond Mine that he doesn't have. Wilddin. He did go back to check the key.
Oh, I didn't see that. Z does have 3 crystal balls. Okay.
Yep.
So there's 1 more that we haven't found. Yeah, so that it looks like that aura is gonna be the one that really unlocks everything. It'd be interesting to see, because the aura is required to beat the game, but they may be able to get all the items they need without even going into the pyramid. That would be interesting. A pyramidless seed, which is rare because, again, the pyramid contains about 10% of the items in the entire item pool.
So Z went earlier into Seaside Palace, but he got out immediately because he didn't have Lily.
Oh, yeah.
So now he has Lily and the Purification Stone.
I'm switching over to Z because I love the Anchor Watt music. So deal with it, everybody. Anchor Watt music is amazing.
So yes, to answer the question of nobody important, yes, there's 2 items in the Euro shop, but praise Don't Bagumi who made this rando. He accelerated the line, so you don't have to wait as long as before.
Yeah, that gets checked pretty much every seed because it's quick now. It's like maybe 20 seconds to wait in line, and you get 2 items for it.
So welcome in everybody. If you just joined, this is the Illusion of Gaia Randomizer tournament, the first one we ever done. We are right now in the company of Don Bagumi, the creator of this game. So if you have a question, feel free to ask him.
And I'll decide whether I want to answer or not.
And we'll have 4 matches today, and each winner will face each other tomorrow, and each runner-up will also face each other tomorrow, and they're fighting for a beautiful prize made by The Monitor, a beautiful 3D diorama. And check out his store on Etsy. We will show at the end of the stream the prize.
I've been reliably informed by Queen that the legal term is diorama. You're not allowed to call it a diorama. It is a diorama.
Thank you, with your French accent. Say the lion again. Bagu?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Say dandelion.
Oh, the lion?
Dandelion.
Oh, dandelion.
I love
Dandelion? I don't know. That's how you say it in French, right? Dandelion.
No, pissenlit.
Pissenlit. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Learn French with Queen Anne B. You can follow Queen Anne B for more French-related content. Follow our racers and our commentators. There you have it. Yeah, you came here for. I came for the IOG. I stayed for the French lessons. Is what everybody in the chat. Even though they're not saying it, they're thinking it. I can tell. I can tell that's exactly what they're thinking. All right, is Wilddin gonna go to? Oh, there we go. We have 41 jewels. Wilddin is going to the mansion. All right, so this is the hardest dungeon in the game. The enemies hit the hardest. There's a lot of lag, and so it can be hard to time your attacks. It can be easy to be kind of messed over by just the way the game lags in this part. So he's going to try to go through here, take as little damage as possible so that he can face Solid Arm at the end, get that 6th Mystic Statue. Let's see how he does.
I've put in the Discord the link to the Discord in chat. If you want to check out this random, feel free to join.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. It's a great community. We were talking earlier about just how diverse the community is, and I'm convinced that being a fan of Illusion of Gaia automatically makes you a good person. So at least that's based off of just the caliber of people that I've seen be attracted to this game. Ooh, Wilddin abusing those iframes. All right, he made it past the gauntlet. Lots of lag in this dungeon.
And there's one
if only we could get Aura Barrier into this
gonna be a Hope Statue. This is interesting. It's opened the way for Mew.
Is that their first Hope Statue they've gotten?
Yep.
Wow. I don't think anybody's stepped foot into Mew yet, have they?
No. No one.
Mew is everyone's favorite dungeon. Okay, let's see. Okay, Wilddin is about to fight Solid Arm right here. There's a new strat that has been recently found that involves standing on a particular tile.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, that's fine. He's going for the older strats, which are still solid. Still better than what I tried to do as a kid. Yeah. Man, fighting this boss as a kid was brutal. I mean, I don't know how you're expected to do it. It really felt like like a true final boss. But then you learn from the speedrunning community all the tricks to do it, and you feel like a part of your childhood dies a little bit.
So really, right now he's safe. He just need to be patient and fight the boss.
Indeed. And I think he has 3 defense. He's fine. He's fine. He's got 3 defense, probably a lot of herbs. Making quick work of Solid Arm here. This will warp him to the top of battle, allowing him to bypass the boss rush and get the 6th Mystic Statue, which is required for this seed. That's 2 down, 1 to go.
Yep. And
what's that?
no, sorry.
And has Wilddin gotten to the end of Angkor Wat and freed Kara yet?
Yes, he's the only one that did it. No, he was. No, sorry, Z did it also, but Wilddin did it before Z.
Okay, so this means that Wilddin is just on the mad hunt for 2 more crystal balls, and then he has this thing wrapped up and ready to go.
Yeah, we know that one is in the diamond mine. There was one in Angkor Wat, and the other one I don't remember where it was.
Yeah. Well, have we found all 4 yet? I think there's one that we haven't seen yet.
No, but they're still missing one. Might be in the
Yeah,
pyramid.
exactly. Shoutouts to the Inca Ruins music, which you're hearing right now from Z's stream. So many good
And
tracks
yes,
in this game.
that's what I was gonna say, Hero Gab. The boss, the secret boss from Illusion of Gaia, Solid Arm, is the same boss as the first one in Soul Blazer. I can't say it's a series, but it's kind of a sequel. You'll see also Turbo the dog, which is also in the Terranigma. And I think there was another thing that was in the game from... Was there Bagu, something else from Soul Blazer? There was Turbo the dog,
yeah,
Solid Arm.
Yeah, I think the worms from Sky Garden are also a shout out to that game. Oh, there's the other Hope statue there in Inca. Can I tell you a secret, Queen? You promise not to tell anybody?
Of course.
I've never played Soul Blazer.
I had a feeling you were gonna say this. I don't know how to react now.
Well, I'm such an old dog. I can't be bothered to learn games that I haven't played as a kid, and I just never had any of the other Quintet games to play.
Oh, let's see Lonk if he decides to do the strat. What's he gonna do? Oh, he goes for it. 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4.
There he goes.
This is a strat that was found by Mr. Freed. Oh, and he got it first try.
Look
So
at him,
as you
look
can
at him,
see,
look at him
it's
go.
impossible for him to get hit now. He did it.
Look at that.
Great
He
job,
found the
Lonk.
pixel. Shoutouts to Mr. Freed. He's a good lad. Wilddin doing that strat where he frees the laborer from the other side of the fence. I like that. I'm stealing that. I like that strat a lot. GG, mate. Yeah, I'm stealing that for sure. When you have when you have late game stats like this, and you want to death warp like he's doing, you don't want to just come up and free him from the front because you can kill that Flazer there. Having him around to death warp off of is very nice. So I like that. I'm making a note of that one.
And thank you for Hero for it's the ghost. In Soul Blazer, the ghosts are a little enemy, as in Gaia, they are sprites that helps you.
Oh yeah.
And no turbo, there are no such thing as 51.
Yeah. Alright, so Z is now in Mew. Let's see if he gets both crystal balls here. Or at least the last crystal ball that everybody needs. That would mean that we got through this whole seed without having to go into the pyramid.
Was there one in Inca? I don't think so.
No, I think Inca had the Hope statue.
And Lonk is going back into... Oh, we forgot the chest where there was the Hope statue.
Oh my... Are you serious? That's a shame.
Well, at least you don't have to fight the boss again.
Right, yeah, as soon as he gets that chest, he can just death warp out of here, which, with the strength of these enemies, should take no time at all. Whoopsie.
Sorry, I laugh out loud. It's what my kids say when they do something bad. Oh, whoopsie.
I noticed. Whoopsie.
There you go. So Long got his hope statue.
He got his hope statue. Yeah.
Oh, and as we can see, Z, also the scene where we see the 4 ghosts or sorcerers, whatever they call, is accelerated.
Somebody in chat, tell me, what are these enemies called? The ones that appear and
They're called Wizrobe.
that is
Wizrobe. I
incorrect.
can never say it properly. But since
Everybody
they
calls
don't
them
attack you,
Wizrobes. They obviously are Wizrobes, you know, from the Zelda games. However, they're actually called Flashers.
Oh,
Yep,
Flashers.
Hero gets the prize. We would also have accepted Magic Dudes from Turbo. That's a good answer.
I thought they were called Wizrobe.
Everyone calls them Flashers. Shout outs to Psy990, who's going to be playing in this tournament later and commenting. He was one of the original playtesters of the game, and as a thank you for all the work that he put into getting this project off the ground, I made him a program that allows him to take one of these seeds and make some customizations for him. And one of the customizations I made were when he goes in and talks to those flashers when he sets the hope statue, they say to him, "Stop calling us Wizrobes, Sai." Because I always point out to him that, you know, they're actually called flashers.
Not gonna talk. I don't want to get into trouble.
It's funnier if you had to have been there. You had to have been there. It's fine.
Okay, so I kind of missed what the items Z got into me earlier. But putting the Statue of Hope gives you only one more check. So
Yeah,
which is the vanilla location of the statue too.
Yeah, so Z's going for it now. It's kind of out of the way, but again, this late in the game when you're looking for more checks, it's punishing to come back and get it, so you might as well get it now.
Yeah. But I can say right now that it's a hunt for Wilddin to get his last crystal ball.
Yep.
And the aura. Even though if they have all their statue, they still need to find the aura to fight Dark Gaia.
That's true. Oh, and
it was only a Rama statue.
Only a Rama statue, which immediately gets dropped on the ground.
Yep.
He's not a part of your system.
So as I said earlier, he was able to delete it because it's not required. So you can delete it from your inventory.
That's right. Rama statues are only required to fight the vampires, which gets you statue 3, which is a statue that is not required in this particular seed. So yeah, looking for a crystal ball, looking for the aura. And once Wilddin gets those things, I think Wilddin or Z, well, yeah, I think all of them. I think all of them are at a place now where if they get those 2 items, then they can beat the thing. Let's see. Let's switch over to DLDarklink for that sweet, sweet Inca music. All right, Z dipping into Mount Crest. Have we been here before for the seed?
Mount Crest? No, never.
I mean, I don't blame them for putting it off. Mount Crest is the worst dungeon in the game, in my opinion. But it is interesting that the first right off the bat they got Spin Dash, but you do want to hold off coming here until you have a fair number of mushroom drops. It looks like our runners only have 1 mushroom drop. So yeah, it makes sense that they would put this off. If you have all 3 mushroom drops, you can get to the end and clear this place out. If otherwise you may have to come back and go through this whole maze again, which is a pain in the rear. If you have other options, probably best to do those first. Now, okay, so we have Z just went through Inca. Lonk is going through Inca right now. At the end of Inca, you have Kastoth, who is the guardian of the first mystic statue. The first mystic statue is not required. However, defeating Kastoth gives you access to the gold ship, which does have one item on it. So, if this seed decided to be super trolly, it could require the players to defeat Kastoth, even though that statue is not required, just to get that item to progress. And that would be oh so glorious. All right, Queen, have you seen what Z has gotten in Mount Crest so far? Has his dip into this dungeon been worth it yet?
Sorry, I was doing something for the tournament. Sorry, I was away from the game for 1 second.
That's all right. He has one more check that he can get right here with the Oh wait, it looks like he got either a vanilla or a French vanilla mushroom drops. So he came into Crest, he got another mushroom drop, so that allows him to check 2 items at this point.
Yeah, Mount Crest is also the place where you can warp throughout anywhere in the game.
That's right. We have that's of course against the rules for this tournament, but
yes.
It technically is possible to just warp to the end credits, or warp to what's happening? Z, give me a heart attack, dude! Don't die here.
This is very... thinking is
I know. All right. That would have been a painful death. It was good that he...
Did he use his 2 mushroom drops? I think so. That's the second one.
No, that was the first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has one more item you can check here, and I'm very curious to see what it is, because again, we haven't been here yet. We gotta find.
Maybe they'll find the aura and then have to go to the pyramid to get their last crystal.
I'm thinking that's probably, the aura's got to be somewhere. We're running out of non-pyramid checks, and again, in order to get checks in the pyramid, you need the aura. So yeah, the aura's got to be somewhere coming up here pretty soon.
Did any of them check what the Dark Gaia in the pyramid gives?
I was just thinking that. I don't remember if they went into the pyramid. You know what? I think they did. I think I saw somebody do that because, they use spin dash to get past those guys.
Oh, and he got his turn.
Wow, 2 mushroom drops here in Crest. Z's probably salty right now. I mean, it's nice to be able to complete this dungeon and not have to come back, but still, it's like, you think you're done, and it's like, oh, I have to do more of this dungeon. The worst. Is this game even randomized?
Oh, and I just noticed right now that Wilddin got 2 Statue of Hope, so he's going for all the 3 last checks in the Mew.
That's right. Yeah, one of them was in the mansion and the other one was in Inca. And so I think he was able to get both of those before coming here to Mew, where he gets a useless drama statue.
I just love that fast forward scene.
Oh,
and he got the last crystal ball.
Oh, that's what he got? Okay.
Yep. Oh, so that's kind of trolly though, that all your mushroom drops are in Mount Crest. To get your last crystal ball. But
you know what? Z is actually looking like he's in a good spot, because that means that he's going to get to skip the pyramid entirely. Now that since he found that crystal ball and he knows that that's aura is the last item he needs. Once he finds the aura, he's probably going to fight Dark Gaia. It's really cool to have a seed where you can just completely nope out of the pyramid and not even do it.
So he's going back into the dark space to get faster to Continent 2.
Yeah, something that we've done. Yeah, something we've done in the randomizer is we've made it. There are some places where you can kind of get locked the prison is one of them. If you get to the prison without the prison key, you're just locked in that place. And so we made it so that if you can access a dark space, you can always warp back to where you started the seed. All right, so Z's using his final crystal balls. He's going to go fight Viper and get his second required Mystic statue. Looks like Z hasn't gone to fight Solid Arm yet, but I imagine he'll probably be close to do that. His tracker says he has 38 jewels, but that is not counting the jewels he has in his inventory.
Yep. But maybe he was waiting to get more HP and more defense to fight Solid Arm. The mansion in itself is hard. If you go there with few HP or few defenses, sometimes it's 1 or 2 hits and you're dead.
Indeed.
Also, Wilddin did not. I'm gonna check what it gives you. Oh, Wilddin found the aura.
Oh, I missed it. Where did he find it?
Oh, me too. I missed it.
Uh-oh. Oh,
it must have been in
bad news for Wilddin. Oh, yeah, it must have been. Oh, poor Wilddin.
Oh, but he's going for the pyramid to find the...
Yep, he's looking for the crystal ball, which we know is in Cress. And, of course, he's putting off going to Cress because he only has one... he only has one mushroom drop. But they're both... The other 2 mushroom drops are in Cress.
Yep.
Oh, this is all a red herring. Well, turn back now. So, okay, so it looks like, let's look at, so it looks like Lonk, I think this might be Z's race. Lonk has both Statues of Hope. He's coming back to Mew. He's going to get the aura, it looks like, and he's probably going to go to the pyramid to look for that last crystal ball. I mean, that's the right call, honestly, with the information they have.
Lonk is solid also today. He's doing a very good job so far.
Oh, yeah.
Lonk is I would say, the newest player of this rando, of the 3 of them.
I think you're right.
Wilddin has Firebird, as we said earlier. It's early Firebird because he freed Kara and he found the crystal ring. So
that's right. Yep. Somewhat trivializes a lot of these parts of these dungeons, especially bosses. Oh, early Firebird is so much fun.
It makes it easier.
Wilddin is going for the pixel that allows him to enter into this this door like a second or 2 faster. Let's see if he gets it.
Oh, and look, Z is also going for the trick. Will he have it? Oh, first try. Good job, Z.
Oh. Choose your favorite Gasm emote. That was incredible.
Good job. Super fast Solid Arm.
Yeah, good job, Z.
Can we switch to the music?
Yeah, you want to switch to Z?
To Wilddin.
Want to switch to Wilddin? Okay. Switching to Wilddin.
We can hear the pyramid music.
Oh, that's right. We haven't been to the pyramid yet.
Pyramid has its own music as well.
And if you had this game as a kid like me, you heard this music an awful lot because it took me a long time to get through this pyramid.
Yeah, so Z is 1 check away from go mode right now.
Yes, and Wilddin is looks like he's doing Killer 6. So Killer 6 is probably the trolliest check in the game. It's the most difficult to get to. It also takes a long time. We actually have special logic in the randomizer that makes this check in particular always show up late in logic if it's even required at all. Just because it's almost impossible to survive on low stats. But yeah, Wilddin's going for it. We've sped up these elevators, so that's nice.
Yes. Bless you. And he has lots of herbs, so he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, not OSHA approved. These are not safe elevators. So yeah, just use it at your own risk.
And so now Z also found the aura, and he's also going into pyramid, not checking crest. Did I say Z? I meant long, sorry.
Yeah, long. Where's Z going? What does he need? He has the...
He's
on
on
his
his way
the aura.
to the second statue of hope, which will lead him to the aura.
That's right. Okay, so once he gets the aura here, he's go mode. And he'll probably go fight Dark Gaia.
They don't know it yet, but I've put Apocalypse Gaia.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's a joke.
That, I mean, low-key, that would be amazing.
Would you imagine this? And there you go,
Yeah.
he found his aura.
Yeah, so now he can just go to any dark space and go...
Yep.
It's interesting. It's very rare that you get a seed where aura is your go mode item. Usually you're looking for an item that's going to help you fight, fight one of the bosses, or, find Kara. Aura as go mode is really interesting. So it looks like Z made the right gambles. He was able to completely skip pyramid. You can see how long it's taken these other runners to get through the pyramid. Not because, they're great runners, but just because the pyramid takes so long to go through everything.
But I'm impressed by the quality of the gameplay today we saw.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay, so Z, let's see what, by the hoary host of Hogarth. Alright, extra credit in chat for anybody who knows whose catchphrase that is. We have randomized catchphrases there for the final battle. Queen mentioned Apocalypse Gaia. Let's explain that a little bit. We're not fighting Apocalypse Gaia in this seed, but another shout out to Raven Zero. We talked about him earlier when we were talking about early Firebird and the custom assembly that went into that. Raven was poking around in the game code, and he found a big chunk of code that wasn't being used by anything. And he looked into it, and lo and behold, he found out that there was a hidden secret final boss in the code that was unfinished and not used. Yeah, we got switch over to Z for this final fight music. And anyway, so he cleaned it up a little bit. Our playtesters, tried different iterations of it, and he was able to dust it off and make it playable. And so you can choose, as part of the randomizer settings, instead of fighting Dark Gaia, you can fight Apocalypse Gaia, which is the same as the Dark Gaia fight here for the first two phases, but there are 3 additional phases after this. And I'm a big fan. I think it's a really fun fight. So if you're looking for a challenge, I recommend checking out Apocalypse Gaia. But yeah, Z is already at the final boss, looking to tie this up in a nice tidy bow.
So what you want to do now here is you don't want to get hit by those little blue bubbles, and you can escape the white-yellow bubble by blocking by defense. And when the head gives you a laser, you just sink into the floor with your aura. So basically, it's easy not to get hit in that fight once you know the trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people in chat talking about, if Apocalypse Gaia is in the original game. No. For all we can guess, it seems like Oh, poor cycle. Feels bad, Z. Got gypped from that final hit. Anyway, as far as we can tell, Apocalypse Gaia was the original intention of the developers for the fight, but they ran out of time and/or money and/or both, and so they went with what we got. But again, thanks to the prowess and ingenuity of Raven Zero, it is now available as close as we can guess what the original developers' intentions were, and you can fight it as part of the randomizer. That is time for Z. GGZ. Good job. All right, so that means that Z moves on to the final. Let's see. When is that? Is that 9 a.m. Eastern time, Queen? What time is the final match? But in any case, Z will be moving on, and you'll see him play again. The winners of the other 3 matches today will all be facing each other in the final fight for the prize. Can we show the prize for this tournament? I know we have a screen that shows the, as the Queen would call them, diorama. The diorama prize. I would call it a diorama, but that's just me. Solar 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That's right. So Z will be back for all of that. Let's see if we can get Z into chat so that we can interview him and see what was going through his mind. Man, great gameplay by Z. Great choices. That was a good. Ended up being a good move going into Crest early.
Yep. In the end, it was this going to Crest instead of the pyramid.
Yeah, that was a super trolling move by the seed. I approve.
Because when you only have one mushroom drop, you kind of want to find the other ones before going there.
Indeed.
So
yeah, because Crest is.
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just saying, Crest is super punishing to double dip, just because. It looks like Z has joined us. But
hello.
Yeah, hey Z, good game, buddy.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. Oh wow.
Indeed.
What a
just
scene.
think it, just 1 minute to check what happened to Amlet, and then Will answers.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't worry about this.
Yeah, Kara's asking Will, hey, what happened to Hamlet? Spoiler alerts for the original game. Hamlet meets a less than favorable end. But we don't really see him much in the randomizer.
And then he answers, "Shh, here, have some bacon."
Bacon always makes everybody feel better.
Which is related to the prize. I don't know if you heard us SpeedGaming. If we could please have the layout of the prize on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So as we said, the runners are and the runners as well are running for a beautiful diorama made by the monitor or Link 58584, who is in chat right now. Thank you so much, Link, for doing this prize for us. It was custom made, and you can also buy this prize on his shop. And he has beautiful more items about Gaia. Check on the Etsy for his store.
I believe he has a promotion right now where IOG related things they're a bit of a discount. I hope I'm not putting him on the spot and saying something that's not true. Terms and conditions apply. Check with your accountant. All that kind of stuff. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he said that limited time only Gaia related merchandise has a certain discount. Use the code GaiaMizer for any Gaia product. There you go. Shout out to Link in chat. But hey, Z, let's talk about that seed. My gosh.
Yes.
What a seed, man. What a seed. Pyramidless seed. That's something I never had before. I almost couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that ended up being the best choice ever, going into Crest as early as you did.
Yeah.
The other runners. I mean, you can't blame them.
No, you can't blame them. Pyramid is 12 checks. It's unreasonable to not go there.
Indeed, yeah. Once they get the aura, it's like, well, obviously that last crystal ball is going to be in Pyramid. Where else would it be?
Yeah. Sure. I think it was a gamble to go to Cress. I was hoping to get the aura there, so I could go to Pyramid. Then I had one vanilla mushroom drop, then a second vanilla mushroom drop, and then I thought, yeah, let's finish this. And once I saw the crystal ball, I was just so, oh my god, this is amazing.
That was so trolly. I loved it so much. I'm not gonna lie, that made me really happy.
And what a beautiful solid arm fight you got.
Yes, oh my god.
Pixel.
You should have heard my scream. It was like, I think the neighbors even heard that scream of relief when I hit that pixel.
Oh man, great gameplay, great choices all around. This was a really fun race.
Yeah,
I haven't even got a chance to check the others out, what they're doing, but I'm... Oh, Wilddin is in Crest now as well. That's really cool.
That's what I said earlier. Wilddin had 2 statues before everybody else, but as I said, this doesn't mean anything. Sometimes you can be only 1 item from go mode and it's keeping you from victory.
Yeah, and I think my routing with the boss fights, I could have killed Sodadam way earlier, but I just delayed it on purpose. That's why I didn't get the second Hope statue, and that's why I didn't get the aura so early. So that's what helped me in the end, because I thought, nah, let's wait until I have a bit more defense. Let's not be greedy with this Sodadam kill.
Speaking of being greedy, Wilddin getting past those fire sprites. Good job, buddy.
And Locke is going to fight Killer 6.
Killer 6, yeah. Yeah, both our runners ended up doing Killer 6.
Yeah.
Oh, hello!
He's done
props to them for doing Killer 6. I'm always afraid of that check, not gonna lie.
And deception strikes when it's on your ritual. So congratulations again, Z, and we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the winners bracket.
Yeah, and you'll see me, you hear me at least later today on commentating, I think.
Yes, it's true. We'll see you later today.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited.
Thanks again for participating.
Yeah, thank you so much for organizing this whole tournament. It's really been a blast. Also, the weeks before, create this community, embrace this idea of a tournament, and yeah, it can only get better from now on. So hope everybody is having as much fun as I have.
Thank you. And don't forget in the chat, give our runner a follow. I'll put the names. There you go. So if you want to give them a follow, it will be much appreciated.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna put Queen up here. I'm gonna put Queen up here for commentary to give her a follow as well. She's really spearheaded this whole effort with the tournament, and it's a lot of work putting something like this on. You know.
Oh yeah. I also wanted to play, but in the end I said, nah, I'm gonna leave it to the others.
Well, we really appreciate you doing this. This is really, I mean, the whole reason of this was just to have fun, to have a blast with the community. It's an amazing community. I never would have guessed starting this project that it would have attracted such quality people, you know, again, from all over the world. And
right now, Wilddin just got his last crystal ball.
Yeah.
So he's in go mode. I just need to fight Viper, but I'm seeing that Long is doing something also. I think he's trying to avoid Moncrest, so he's going to do that last check behind Kastov since he got a statue.
Wow.
Because I don't see why else would he go there except to check that check.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's making the gamble that that the item he needs is on the gold ship.
Yep.
Right,
so here's the win melody. I don't think we talked about it because no one got there earlier, but usually the golden tile is always the same in the vanilla version, but in the randomizer it's randomized. So you have to get the win melody to know which tile it's gonna be, except if you want to take the time, you can step on each tile for 10 seconds to find it. And if you know that strat, you can do it 4x4. That's a pixel perfect strat.
Yep. This is actually a fun fact. This is actually the first thing that I randomized in this game was this tile.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and it was non-trivial because you have to go into, it involves changing the logic of the game to know what, where physically you have to stand. It also has to do with changing the map information for the actual visible map, which involves going into all the map information is all compressed, and so you have to decompress it and change it and then compress it and put it back in. Yeah, it ended up. Yeah, it was a great learning experience, but that was the first thing I'm like, you know what? Before I figure out how to do all the items and stuff like that, I want to see if I can even do this. And this is kind of my experiment, to determine is this something I could even do. And it was a lot of fun. All right, Lonk fighting Castoff. This is the guardian of the first statue. We weren't expecting to see Castoff this seed, but like we mentioned, I mentioned it before. The seed might ask you to defeat bosses you don't need to just to get items behind them, and that's what Lonk is counting on here. Wilddin, in the meantime, is warping to Dark Gaia to complete this seed.
Yep. Can we switch to his music?
We sure can. We sure can. Oh, here we go. Okay.
I love that music.
Awesome stuff. All right. What did he end up? Oh, I was messing with the audio. I didn't see what Lonk ended up getting for his trouble. What did he get at the dark ship?
I didn't see either. I was looking at the fight of Willdin.
Anybody in chat catch what he got?
He had?
I want to know the depth of Lonk's sorrow in this moment. I mean, it wasn't a bad move. I mean, if that had been the answer, then GG Lonk. He was counting. I mean, if you bet on the trolliness of an illusion of Gaia Randomizer seed, you're almost always guaranteed to have a return on that investment. A red jewel? Okay. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
A red jewel, yeah. Oh, and now we see Hamlet.
Hello Hamlet.
Alive and well.
All right, let's see if Wilddin's able to get. Yeah. Let's see if Wilddin's able to get 3 cycles on this fight.
I keep seeing Lonk using strats from the speedrun, and I'm really impressed because I don't think Lonk does the speedrun for this. But
Yeah,
Lonk's been solid so far.
Yeah, impressed with all the runners so far. And we got 3 more. We got 3 more races later today with different runners. Queen, do you have at your fingertips when those races begin?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, so later today at noon, we have Maya Fuji 311, Neo Matamun, and Solar Cell 007. And will be again commentated by Don Bagumi and Wilddin in English, and myself and Roya in French. And then at 3 p.m. we have New York Rambler, Psy 990, and Vorant, commentated by Z, The Crazy Dude in English, and Apocalypse and Neo Matamun in French. And then final game of the day at 6 p.m. Don Bagumi going against Ixentet and Symphonic 313, commentated in English by myself and Solar Cell 007, and Nitanonima and Roya in French. So congratulations to Wilddin, who moves on to the runner-up bracket tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll see if we can have Wilddin in voice with us.
Yeah, and the winners of both the finals bracket and the runners-up bracket, they each get the lovely prize that we showed earlier, which was, I'm legally required to call it a diorama. It is not a diorama, it's a diorama. And
a 3D diorama.
a 3D diorama. I like that. But yeah, I want to talk to Wilddin about just the troll that was that seed, and we can commiserate together about having to dip in the pyramid and doing nothing. This is something that happened to me in a race I had once. It's the exact same thing. I went into pyramid early, and pyramid had jack. It had nothing at all, and so it was a big waste of time. Always feels bad. That's it. The show's over. Oh, Wilddin needs a Discord link. Hey, Wilddin, if you can hear this, make sure you don't have Do Not Disturb on your Discord. You may be getting messages and not being notified. That's right. We all get to enjoy the end credits little section here again on Wilddin's screen.
I just love that scene.
Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Yeah, this was the inspiration behind the design for the prize for the tournament. After we're done with this text box, maybe we'll switch over to so we can see that prize one more time. But for now, we can just enjoy this scene. Oh, Wilddin is in. We're getting close. Go ahead, Queen. What were you going to say?
I was saying that Long just got his third mushroom drops. So he's almost about to get his third crystal ball.
What a troll. Wilddin, GG, buddy.
I want to have words with you, Bagu, about that scene.
I thought you might. You might. Go ahead, lay it on.
Namely the hint at the top of Ankle What?
Oh, well, I mean, I can't be bothered to be helpful with every hint. That's right.
Actually,
the end of Ankle What telling you where the black
house is. Nothing to do with the seed number. I rolled them.
No, it's just the fact that the hint about the black glasses can appear at the top of Ankle What. Like,
yeah, we mentioned this.
It's all I could think about for the rest of my seed.
So congratulations! You're moving up to runner's bracket tomorrow?
Thank you. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. If I'd have gone to Cress when I first got mushroom drops, I could have beaten that seed in like an hour and 15 minutes. It would have been an insanely quick time. I'm just let down.
We understand the fact that going in Crest with only one mushroom drop, some people might wait to have more than one.
Yeah. I was just doing checks that had more checks in before I bothered doing that. Didn't think it was worth it, and well, it really bit me.
I know. Well, yeah, Z happened to go into Crest early, and that won the seed for him really, because his go mode item was the aura, and so that meant that he got to skip the pyramid altogether. And yeah, it's so rare that the aura is the go mode item. You know, usually you're trying to fight a boss or trying to find Kara. But interesting scene.
When I was inside pyramid and I saw on my splits that Z had won, then at that point I knew the crystal ball had to be in Cress.
Yeah.
I just knew it because I got so much of my overworld access so early, so much of my dungeon, like full dungeon accesses so early. I knew that I was on really good pace at the start, but after half an hour of looking for a crystal ball,
it was a very entertaining race to watch because, again, the seed was blown wide open in the first 10 minutes or so. And so everybody, of course, chose different places to go first. And so we always had something different to look at. It was well done. Good. Everybody had really good gameplay. It was a fun race.
No, that seed was a lot of fun. I'm glad that seed happened in the competition. Actually, it must have been really exciting to watch for the reasons you listed.
Yes, yeah, I think it was, and we get to see you run again tomorrow at what
10
time is
a.m.
that runner-up race? At 10 a.m. Eastern time.
10 a.m.
So
10
that will
a.m.
be that's an hour after today's one started, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So thank you very much for participating, Wilddin. Congratulations
worries.
again.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, congratulations, Ray.
Well, the lovely viewers will get me for the next race when I'm commentating.
Yes,
Yep,
stay
it's you
tuned
and
for
me,
that
buddy.
Brit voice.
Lovely. I'll see you all later. Thank you.
See you, Weldon. All right, Lonk is going off to fight Dark Gaia and put his time up on the leaderboard.
Yes, and thank you for 4LT Chai Tasty for the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome in, everybody. We're just about to close out on our first race of the day, but we'll have some more race today of Illusion of Gaia Randomizer. All day.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We got 3 more races. The next one is starting in a little over an hour. Is that correct?
At noon, yes, in an hour.
Okay.
So then I can make some more coffee.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, Sim, long when he found that crystal ball, you saw that there were a few angry swipes that he took with his flute at the end there, just showing his frustration with the situation, I believe. A bagu in anger might have been uttered. Shoutouts to this boss music. This is pretty incredible. There's some really great I think like metal covers of this song and the Angkor Wat piece of music in particular. It's just really translates well into electric guitar and stuff like that.
What is your favorite dungeon, Bagu?
My favorite, Angkor Wat, hands down.
Angkor Wat? Interesting.
I like Angkor Wat a lot. I love the music. I think I like the enemies and the gameplay. There's not really a dungeon that I dislike in this game. I actually enjoy Mount Cress, even though it's kind of the meme dungeon that everybody hates. If I were to pick my least favorite, I don't know.
I just noticed that Lonk is, since he has 5 defense, he's not even trying to sink in the floor when the head gives him his laser, because I think he's trying to get as much hit as he can into the fight, the head, I mean. If you are able to manage it properly, you can hit it 5 times and then kill the head in 3 cycles instead of 4. Oh, but now you have only 1 HP left.
Yeah.
He has no choice. Oh, my heart. Take some herb. Oh, he did it. Oh, my God. 3
nice
cycle.
3 cycle. I think he's the only 3 cycle in this race. But yeah, if you have perfect execution and decent luck, you can get a 3 cycle on that fight.
Yes. I was impressed to see him do all the speedrun trick. I have to ask him. Because as I said, I don't think he's speedrunning this game.
Yeah, we'll get him in here in a second and see what he thinks. Excellent. Well, GG to all the runners. That was very entertaining to watch. Again, lots of diverging choices. Always makes for an interesting race.
So while we wait for Lonk, chat, let me ask you a favor. Put in chat, happy birthday, Bagu. It's his birthday weekend and he's spending it with us. A very happy birthday, Bagu.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you were next to me, I would squish a cake on your face.
Well, that's weird. I appreciate it though. But hey, you only turn 84 once, so I'm just kidding. I'm not 84. I have a joke with my dad. Whenever it's his birthday, I always like jump a decade every time. It's like, oh man, how does it feel to finally be 111 years old? He's like, shut up, son.
I was gonna say you have a cane now when you walk, right?
Sure. I'm as spry as I ever was.
Back in my days, I used to play Atari.
And I liked it. I had to walk
there
uphill
it
on the
is.
snow both ways. Lonk, GG, buddy. Let's talk about that
Thanks.
seed.
Oh man, that was a super fast seed, but I just went in the wrong directions.
It's
Lonk,
yeah, it is a shame.
I have to ask you, did you speedrun this game vanilla?
No, I didn't.
No, because I saw you
Yeah.
use some speedrun strat and I was super impressed. I was like, wow, where did you learn this?
Yeah, I usually watch Solar, and sometimes I pick up some strats from Mr. Freed.
Oh, wow. Well,
I try to do those strats in the randomizer.
Well, we were
I
impressed.
was very
Good job.
impressed. Perfect
thanks.
gameplay.
Yeah, thanks. I felt pretty good about the execution as well, apart from some routing mistakes. Like when I went into the jeweler's mansion, I forgot to pick up the chest, so I had to go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw
Turns
that.
out it was required
shame.
because that lead you to the aura.
Yeah, exactly.
That
But
aura
yeah,
though was such a
the
troll.
pyramid, oh god, wasn't required.
No.
It's the worst because I mean the pyramid is almost always the right move. You know, once you get
Yeah.
the aura, it's like you got 11 checks there. Why not go there? You know.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been practicing pyramid a lot, especially Killer 6. I was like, let's do this.
Yeah, you did great,
Yes.
man. I mean, the execution was spot on.
You got that swag pixel.
Yeah.
I was shouting, yeah, you got it. So thank you very much for participating.
Yeah, thanks for
As I
having
said,
me.
I think you are our latest recruit, right? I think you're the newest member of playing this game.
Pretty much.
Oh, maybe you and Maya also, but you
Um,
both.
Yeah,
been
we're
playing for
pretty
much.
new there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so
Thank
glad
you
you're part
very
of the
much,
community,
Lonk.
man. This is like the best community of people I've ever had the pleasure of doing anything like this with, and so glad to have you. Thank you so much for taking part in this tournament. It was so fun to watch you and the others play. Very entertaining race. Yeah, hope to see you around more, man.
Yeah, sure. I'd say thanks for having me, and good luck to all the other runners, and a big congratulations to Z for that super fast time.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
just before we close the stream, I would just like to show again the beautiful prize that the runners are going for. Each winner of the runners up and the winners bracket will get a prize. A beautiful, how do you say it, Bagu?
Diorama.
Yes, a 3D diorama, a cube made customly for the tournament of the scene where Hamlet becomes bacon, because we like to tease around in the community with this scene. Made by The Monitor, who also is known as Link584 in Discord and is on Twitch. And this prize is available also on his shop, Etsy.com shop The Monitor, and he has some more. Merchandise from Gaia. If you're a Gaia fan, check his boutique. It's very nice. He has lots of things. And thank you very much, Bagu, for commenting with me today.
And thank you, Queen, for putting this whole tournament on. It's been super fun so far, and we've just started. I can't wait to see more.
And we'll see you later at noon. Coming up, another game with Maya, Solar, and Neo Matamun. And also, thank you, SpeedGaming, for having us all weekend. And we'll see you at noon.
Thank you all, Jake.